Hey guys, Brett Weiss here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Got exciting news. A couple of months ago, a video game company, a retro gaming company, reached out to me through Facebook. They knew of my books and just different articles for different publications, and I was heavily into retro gaming. And so they sent me a message, hey, do you want to write for our company? And to let you know who that company is, I'm going to do an unboxing. I'm going to unbox what they sent me. Now, they've told me what they were sending me, but I've never actually played this company's games before, not even at a convention, and I don't own any of them. And I'm really flattered that they sent me this message wanting me to write for them. You know, they did a little question, asked me some questions and asked me my level of interest and everything. I said, I'm definitely interested because this company has ties back to my youth, but it's a new company making new games for a particular old console that I'm very fond of. Now, this company is Opcode Games. I am just super pumped about that because I've heard they make excellent games, and it's for the ColecoVision, my favorite retro gaming company of all time. Now, they sent me a super game module, which is really cool because back in the day, so when I was a teenager, the Coleco was supposed to come out with a super game module themselves, and this was going to be something that you attach to the ColecoVision to give you extra levels, better music, better sound effects, better graphics, and all that kind of stuff. But that got canceled in place of the Atom computer, the failed Atom computer. And when I was 15, 16 years old, I didn't even care about computers anyway. I just wanted, extra levels and games and all that kind of stuff, and games that were even better than the ColecoVision games that I loved so much at the time anyway. But Opcode Games does a super game module, and that's for use with a number of their games, and they sent me a couple. And they've told me what they were sending me, but I want to show you guys and open these up today because today is my birthday, and it's kind of like getting a birthday present. Very much like that, in fact. Now this one, Penguin Adventure. This is awesome. I've never played this before, but I've always heard about it. It's a sequel to Antarctic Adventure, one of my favorite ColecoVision games. I'm really excited to play that, see what that's all about. And looks like the flap, yeah, it opens up like that. Very cool. And I'm going to be writing, like I said, I'm going to be writing instruction manuals for this company. And they do old school instruction manuals, like you got back in the day for ColecoVision, Atari, that kind of thing. Full color, lots of text. And I'm going to be writing that for some of their games coming up in the future. And let's see. Cartridge looks really neat. Really sturdy stuff. And it's sort of a translucent blue. I like that. Really great looking stuff. Can't wait to play that. I'm going to play it today. And they sent me another game that they had told me about ahead of time because they just want to get me familiar with what their instruction manuals are like, just so I'll kind of have a frame of reference when I start writing manuals for their forthcoming games. They sent me Gradius, a port of the legendary side-scrolling classic shooter, really influential shooter, and I'll be really curious to see what that plays like on the Super Game module plugged into my ColecoVision. This is awesome. Their boxes are really sturdy. I really like this design. And again, really nice manual. And I will be curious to read these and just kind of see the kind of thing they expect from me. So anyway, I'm really excited about that because, I grew up playing the ColecoVision, my favorite retro gaming console of all time. It's one of those things you hear about where, you hear different people say, if I'd met if you told my 12-year-old self or my 15-year-old self or whatever, that if I'd met a particular rock band or if I'd played professional sports, if I'd known that as a kid, I would go crazy. Well, this is kind of a moment for me. My 15-year-old self getting a ColecoVision brand new in 1982, if you told me that someday I would be writing instruction manuals for ColecoVision games, I would have told you you're crazy. Because for starters, the ColecoVision was canceled in 1984, and I was devastated, and I was so bummed out that they stopped making. I just figured the ColecoVision would last, I don't know, till the 90s maybe. But the great video game crash of 1983 took out the ColecoVision, which was canceled in 84, stopped making games for it and everything. And in the 90s and 2000s, with the homebrew scene starting to make, with all these small companies like Opcode Games making video games for old consoles, that concept blew me away to begin with. I thought the homebrew scene is so cool. You know, all these companies putting out new games for the NES, for the Atari 7800, Atari 2600, Vectrex, and on and on and on. And of course the ColecoVision. So I'm super stoked that I'm gonna be working for Opcode Games. That is just awesome. I mean, it fits into everything I like. Writing, ColecoVision, video games, all that great stuff, retro tech. I'm just super pumped. It'll be a great writing gig. And, you know, like I said, if you told my 15-year-old self that I could be writing ColecoVision game instruction manuals and be getting paid for it, that I would say, seriously, you must be joking, right? So let me, maybe I'll get a time machine or somehow a link to the past, so to speak, and tell my 15-year-old self so he can be very excited. Now, before I wrap up, I want to tell you a little bit about Old School Gamer Magazine. That's another company I write for. Old School Gamer Magazine is awesome. It's quarterly, and you can go to oldschoolgamermagazine.com. You can subscribe to the digital edition for free, but if you want the print magazine coming to your doorstep quarterly, 4 times a year, that's super exciting. Once again, you feel like a kid, you know when you're a kid and you're anticipating getting something in the mail, maybe a subscription to your favorite magazine, or just something you had ordered through a mail order catalog or whatever. Old School Gamer Magazine recreates that for you now. So it's really cool. And every issue has a fold-out poster, which is really awesome. Great for your game room or your bedroom or whatever. Pretty cool. Maybe your garage, I don't know. Anyway, thank you, Eduardo Mello, for the invitation to write for Opcode Games, the opportunity. I'm just super stoked about that. And thank you guys for watching the channel. I'll be really, it's just the next few months, I'll be interested to see, what games that Opcode Games are going to be coming out with, which ones they're going to want me to write the instruction manuals for. And I'm really stoked. A little later today, I'm going to plug that Super Game module in and play these games. And like I said, I am especially excited for Penguin Adventure. I love Antarctic Adventure. It's sort of a character racer where you're behind, the protagonist, as it were. You're a racer, the cute little penguin there. And I hear this version, has new options, new different aspects of the game, better graphics and all that. And I'm curious to see what the music's gonna be like with that. Really excited about that. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button. Thank you for liking the video. I appreciate it. I will talk to you guys later. I'm a year older, still feeling fine. Thanks a lot, guys. See ya.